I'm going to list my complaints about religion. Okay, angels don't stand in solidarity on any sides. They take multiple sides of their show. They'll be Judaic, they'll be Islamic, they'll be Christian, and there'll be multiple denominations of Christians. Angels don't take a proper stance whenever it comes to religions. They don't actually stand in solidarity on any sides of the religions. That's one complaint. Another complaint is that I'm on a place called Biblical Concepts where they drug me against my will. They've been drugging me against my will with mind-altering drugs like Abilify, and I did not want it, and I did not consent to it. And my parents are Christians, and they're Seventh-day Adventist Christians, and they put me in a place called Biblical Concepts, and they're drugging me against my will. That's getting me a little riled up and a little bit angry, and I'd like to choose my own medicines to do, and so that's one thing. And then another thing is that I was at a hospital called St. Thomas Ascension Hospital, no Taz. I was at a hospital called St. Thomas Ascension Hospital, and it did not make you ascend. They drug you against your will there too with mind-altering drugs. I don't consent to it. I don't want to be part of it. They forced me to consent to it, I don't really consent to it, I don't want to take mind-altering drugs against my will. I would choose, some natural, organic, holistic, and something medicinal that actually has, that is capable of healing in the plant world, in the fungi world, but I won't do it in St. Thomas Ascension Hospital or Biblical Concepts. And if those are the masquerades that they're putting, religious masquerades on psychiatric drugging of people, it's not right. And so they put these things in religious places. I don't have a avenue to get a job. I would like it to get a job, get out of this slump and do work every day. I'm an able body and I'm fit and I'm capable, to do a job. I'm an able body, I don't see why I couldn't work, but I don't have an avenue to get a job immediately here. And another thing, at Mr. Beers, at Good Shepherd, I was at another group home, Mr. Beers, it was called Good Shepherd, but they still drugged you against your will there too. You know what I mean? So, and they drugged you with mind-altering chemicals, and, that was at Good Shepherd. And what else? My parents were Seventh-day Adventist Christians. They're the ones who are trying to they're the Christians who are trying to push mind-altering drugs on people, and that's not right. That's not right. You know what I'm getting at? Okay, and that's another thing. There's holistic, natural remedies if you choose to use them, and that's up to you. That's your personal choice, and that's something that, needs to be established. It's like a basis of free will. There's this thing called free will. God granted it to us. God gave us this thing, gave us the ability to choose. And if we don't want to take a drug, don't call it a medicine when it's not necessarily a medicine unless a person reacts well to it. If it's not necessarily a medicine, then it's just a drug, and it's a mind-altering drug at that, and it might do you disservice and harm a lot more than it would do you good. And so I'm feeling a bit, could you say that, is there any connection, I wouldn't say that there is a connection. I just say, they say be vigilant, right? They're not vigilant in the word of psychiatry. Vigilance in the word of psychiatry, not drugging people against their will, and angels not having any resolve to stand against the pernicious illnesses, insidious illnesses afflicting us in the world of mental health care. Not the people who are labeled ill. I'm talking about the illnesses in the system, And so, these are some things I want to discuss and remedy in the world, just so you don't have to, remedies, just so you don't have to they don't do this. Look, drug dealers will not push a drug on you against your will. A drug dealer will not push a drug on you against your will. It's up to you if you want to take it or buy it or use it. So even a drug dealer will not push a drug on you against your will. You know what I'm saying? And they're pushing drugs on us here against our will while calling us mentally ill. So we're living with a stigma too, You know what I'm saying? We're living with a stigma where it's like, oh, they're sick in the head. Oh, they got autism. Oh, they got depression. Oh, they got ADHD. Oh, they got schizophrenia. Oh, they got this or that. You know, they got Asperger's. Blah blah blah. You know, it gets ad nauseum. They got deceived. The Christians got deceived by psychiatry, thinking that it's healthcare when it's not healthcare. And I'm here to wake people up and get people alerted, because I've been in those systems and it's a nightmare whenever you're in there. It's terrible in those places. I was in there in the past. It's awful. Anyways, uh and over all that stands, you know, stands to be corrected by the Christians, and I want a formal apology.